Today, Precarious plays
Deus Ex, Human Revolution. Do you think the commentary has to load a new version of the game or anything?
I would not risk that.
Oh, but what if it's interesting? What if that's what we should have done. I wish I had known this was here. I wouldn't have cared.
To hear from people who made...
No, I accidentally phrased it in the negative. I would have liked that, is what I'm trying to convey. Maybe just a small one.
Okay, I mean, we have barely started recording. And how are we supposed to hear this commentary?
I'm hoping that it will have subtitles, so we can just read it. Let me try going to an area. Usually, I think they have games commentary. Often they have flags set up in the levels.
Yeah.
Invisible markers, where when you pass through a certain threshold, it will start playing an audio file, hopefully accompanied by text. Valve has really comprehensive commentary for a lot of their games. I like what they do. They inject an interactable 3D object.
I remember we were looking at that for Left 4 Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. I liked that a lot. I'm a little worried now that it will play commentary without giving us any indication while we're recording, and then the commentary will be...
We'll be commenting over their commentary?
Yeah, which is a little too meta for me.
Yeah, it could actually be happening right now, and we don't have the game up loud enough to tell, so I'm going to turn that option off. I was just sort of hoping it would start...
Like right away, or...
Yeah, also, one thing that I wouldn't want it to do is I wouldn't want it to comment over cutscenes, because we're relying on the subtitles to engage with those. You know?
Yeah. I wonder if... I really like the idea of video game commentary. Like, from the development team integrated into a version of the game. I did enjoy walking through Left 4 Dead 2 with those little interactable speechy bubbles. They were like speech bubble shaped, right?
Yes.
And they would like spin a little bit. Maybe I'm making that part up. But they were very cute. And it was kind of funny though, because it made me feel like you were on set. Right? Like you're rolling through the scene and then you pause and the director kind of steps out into the set and goes, so we did this and we did that and we decided to use, like, what was something interesting? They were like, well, we decided to use vegetable textures to make all of the gore because we had photographed some real gory things and decided that it was too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it was neither exaggerated enough, but it was also too real at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember thinking about that, and I'm like, artistry.
I remember hearing something interesting about what they did to achieve, like, the trails of viscera and intestines whenever a zombie is, whenever you get him across the gut.
Yeah.
I remember that was very interesting, but I don't remember the technique that they used.
Well, it's all really interesting, and where you and I like to pick things apart. I love those little tidbits of information.
Do I have hacking 4?
I mean, you got a lot of stuff back very recently, so it's hard to say.
Aha, I do. Okay. Is this a tough one? It is really close to the green. With a 40% chance. I'm going to use a nuke because I have an overabundance of them. And then this one only has a 20% chance. Okay. And nabbed. No problems.
Access granted.
let's go a little further. I'd like to at least get confirmation that maybe they didn't record a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at this point in the game, they didn't have as much to say.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Because if you sort of introduce the techniques that were made to produce A, B, and C, and then A, B, and C gets repeated a lot, like, why would you play those snippets again?
Mm-hmm. And it probably would have been really demanding to do something sort of procedural, I guess, context sensitive.
Yeah, then you're just making another game.
Yeah,
like
so
those museum games that I've talked about wanting that aren't really like games.
Actually, you know what? No, I don't think that with the margin of error that could be allowed for bonus content, I don't actually think it would be that difficult, because it wouldn't be any more complicated than, say, like achievement flags.
Yeah.
So it's like the first time you fight an enemy that has a gun.
Oh yeah, I
they
guess
could just check for that, and then they could say something about like the design process for the models or the weapons they decided to include.
I guess so.
I'm on my way. May take a while. These freaks are everywhere. That is from Pat.Spinner. From Brent Stewart. Brent, from to... Oh, that's the reply. Sorry, reverse the names. Brent, I think I figured out how to keep those fucking freaks away. I soaked the floor outside of the control room and then electrified it with a downed power cable. Seems to be working. If you want to live, get your ass over here.
Well...
So, from the air vent...
Yeah.
Somebody must have crawled through the air vent, and then maybe they were injured and then they retaliated.
I don't know.
And then...
It's funny that we're talking about audio commentary and Left 4 Dead 2, because this has suddenly become kind of a zombie situation.
They must have crawled back out the vent because the door was locked when I got here.
How exciting.
Yeah, we haven't encountered any enemies yet, have we?
Does it get zombie-like?
A little bit.
I think more points for this weird game.
Well,
it's
they
like
are,
we've
it's
played
just
Metal
like in the
Gear
cutscene.
Solid. We've played. I mean, I just like how many components this game has, and they don't feel like they don't belong. It's just easy to draw parallels between things that you can do in this game and other games that we also like, you know?
A thought just occurred to me.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's possible to beat this game without ever crawling through a vent.
What? Why would you ever want to... What? No.
Why would you want to deprive yourself of that vent experience?
Like, they made Jensen's knees to fit up in his chest for a reason.
You're gonna waste that collapsible Jensen.
I mean...
I feel like I've affronted you.
Yeah, you have. But only because I think that it might be true and possible. And
I don't know, I mean,
if you played this like a shooter...
Oh, yeah. That would definitely be part of it. But no, I mean, like, I wonder if... Is this...
Are all vents optional? No.
I'm not 100% sure how to proceed right now. What am I missing?
How could all vents be optional?
Wait, I think you might have to see that cutscene with the gang leader from the perspective of a vent.
Okay.
Woo! Safe.
I don't know why that was suddenly so important to me. I guess it's just that I feel like if you're going to put something in a game, you should at least expose the player to it as an option. And if you could go through this game without even contacting a vent for support, like, what are you doing? You know? I mean, I can understand and appreciate having the choice to run through this, like, as a shooter or as a melee person that just punches people in the jaw and grabs them by the head and spins them around and things like that. I get that. That can be fun. But, like, to not even be aware of the sneaking component?
Well, no, that's not... They're not the same. I like going in the vents because it says something interesting about the architecture, I think.
Yeah.
And it often gives you interesting perspectives, like you get to look down on an area from above and see enemies chatting with one another, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you can sneak around without going into vents.
Oh.
You're right. I mean, this is crazy talk.